One question can shift the way you move through the world. It can call you back to yourself. It can help you stop the slow leak of your energy. Welcome to One Question, a short weekly reflection to help you pause, reflect, and reconnect with yourself, your life, and the choices you're making. This week's question is, what do I keep saying yes to that I don't actually want? Let me tell you something I've come to accept over the years. I am an introvert. Not shy, not antisocial, just wired to need real solitude in order to feel like myself again. And once I finally stopped apologizing for that, I realized how often I had said yes to things, plans, favors, extra work, social events, not because I wanted to, but because I felt that I should. I thought saying yes meant I was being kind, being helpful, being a team player, but all too often saying yes felt like I was abandoning myself. And here's the thing, it's not just about being introverted. It's about knowing what nourishes you and what doesn't. It's about noticing where the word yes is hiding a much-needed no. There's actually a name for this pattern in psychology. It's called unmitigated communion. I love this. I love that there's a thing that this is called, unmitigated communion. It describes a tendency to prioritize others' needs over your own, often compulsively, believing that love or belonging must be earned through sacrifice. It's common among caregivers, women, high achievers, and let's be honest, people who have been taught that their value is in their usefulness. But what happens when we keep saying yes to things that deplete us? The answer's not pretty. This kind of constant compliance can lead to resentment, burnout, and even identity loss. You start to forget what you even want because you're so busy responding to what everyone else needs. Here's something I've seen in coaching again and again. People aren't just exhausted by doing too much. They're exhausted by doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons. There's a kind of fatigue that comes from betraying yourself in small ways, day after day. And I've been there, saying yes to that call when I needed to rest, agreeing to help when I knew I did not have the energy or the bandwidth, pretending to be interested in something when I was anything but interested. That kind of pretending adds up, and eventually it costs more than it's worth. So let me ask you again, gently. What do you keep saying yes to that you don't actually want? It might be that committee at work you agreed to join but secretly dread, or a social obligation that leaves you drained instead of nourished. Or maybe it's more subtle, saying yes to being available all the time, saying yes to being the strong one, the fixer, the responsible one, even when you're just fucking tired. One way to uncover these yeses, start paying attention to what you complain about the most, even just to yourself, because often what we resent is what we agreed to when we did not mean it. Your nervous system knows the truth before your calendar does. Let me say that again. Your nervous system knows the truth long before the calendar does. So here's a small practice. The next time someone asks you for your time, your energy, your attention, pause. Don't answer right away. Ask yourself, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to? It might be sleep, or sanity, or simply the quiet pleasure of an evening with no obligations. There's a quote I love by therapist Nedra Tawwab. She says, you don't have to attend every argument or every invitation you're given. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And just because you always have doesn't mean you still need to. You're allowed to be spacious. You are allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to build a life where your yeses mean something because your nos are clear and kind. Here's some additional questions to sit with. Where in my life do I feel the pain of obligation outweighing the desire to be there? Yikes. And another one. What would I stop saying yes to if I no longer feared disappointing people? Let your answers to these questions come without judgment. You are not weak for needing rest. You're not selfish for protecting your energy. You are just human, and your needs matter too. Thank you for spending time with me on One Question. If this stirred something for you, share it with a friend, or just sit with it a little longer by yourself. Maybe this is the week you choose to say no with grace. So here's your question again. What do I keep saying yes to that I don't actually want? And what might open up if I started being honest about that? I'll see you next Sunday. Until then, be kind to yourself. Say yes when you mean it, and always ask better questions.